Hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm hoping that you're all well during these holiday seasons. And on that note, I'm just going to be honest here. I'm probably not going to upload as much in the next couple of weeks, although I'm going to try to upload a video here and there, and we'll see what happens. So, for this video, I want to talk about permission slips. And before I get into what I want to say, I want to let you guys know that I took this idea, in a sense, from Bashar. Some people know him. It's the actor that his name is Daryl Anka. If you're interested in some cool spiritual stuff, I would recommend him. So I like him quite a bit. So there's many times or many different situations in life where we feel that we need to ask permission or to wait for permission to do something. So we see this like when we see somebody try something new. We feel that because they tried something new that, hey, maybe I should try something new. And the same is when somebody goes on a trip. We say, hey, maybe I should go on a trip too. They seem to enjoy themselves, and I've been wanting to go actually, but didn't have the courage, or for whatever reason, I didn't go. So the same thing happens, and I've noticed this in my life where, let's say you're in a bar, pub, or wherever, that music's playing, and then you see people in their seats, and they're kind of like moving as if they're dancing, but yet they don't get up to dance. And it takes one person, and in the case of this dance example, usually a woman, that starts to dance to a song, and then that person that has been dancing in their seat finally feels that, well, I'm gonna go dance too. So this person was waiting, in a sense, for permission from somebody else, and it was done by the person that had the courage to dance first. And we see this in many different ways, in different situations in life. I'm trying to explain something a little bit subtle here, and I'm hoping that you get what I mean. And I'll give you some other examples to kind of like explain a little bit what I'm trying to get at. So another way that we do this is that we drink alcohol, and once that we drink some alcohol, then we feel that we're justified to let loose. So before we drank alcohol, we were all quiet and we didn't move or didn't say anything. And then once that we get a few drinks in us, then we, in a sense, feel that, well, I can talk and I can move and I can do things and I don't have to be quiet. And the same happens when we see people take magic mushrooms. We want a trip, and when we take the magic mushrooms, it gives us permission to trip. While in fact that we have everything in us to trip naturally. We don't need magic mushrooms. We can do this all with what we have inside, but yet we feel we need permission from the magic mushrooms in order to trip and hallucinate. So we have the same situation when we see somebody that's successful, and then we tell ourselves, hey, maybe I deserve to be successful too. Or somebody that left a toxic relationship, and we say, hey, maybe I should leave this toxic relationship as well. We're like children, in a sense, waiting for the parents to give us approval or permission to do or try or to feel worthy. So this is in a sense connected to lack of self-esteem. We don't believe in ourselves. We have a problem with our independence in a sense. We're also scared to appear different. So why is this, in a sense, relevant? Why is this important? Well, it's important because when we heal, we give permission to others to heal. When we become enlightened, we give others permission to do as well. So what we do for ourselves ends up being a potential gift to everybody else. So that person that really wants to dance at the bar, that person that gets up and dances, gives that person permission to do so. And it's like we are waiting for somebody to lead the way in a sense, right? And I think that there is something to be said about the culture that we were raised in. I know this is something that is prominent in Western society from my perspective anyways, in Canada anyways. So we don't want to stand out, and we say that, oh well, they can do it but I can't, very, very often. And sometimes it takes an example of seeing the same thing many, many times before we finally say to ourselves, well, maybe I deserve it too. See, because at first when we see it, maybe the first time that we see somebody be successful, we say, oh, this is just a special person. That person is special. It's not everybody that can do this. And because we don't feel special within ourselves, we say, well, I'm not like this person that's successful. He's special. I am not. But as we start seeing more and more people that are successful, then we kind of like start loosening up with that belief that we don't deserve it, and we become more open to the possibility that we might deserve it. And I think that this is it's something sad about this. There's something not quite right. And I'm hoping that you see what I mean by all this is that you deserve it because you exist. That everything that you want to do, you have the right to do. So you don't need permission to move somewhere new. You don't need permission to go for a walk. Don't need permission to eat. And I know people say, well, of course. But then if you just examine how we eat in regular hours, we're kind of doing it when we set certain times when we can eat. So we give ourselves permission to eat at a specific time, but before that, no. And I'm one to break karmic patterns. I want to do something that other people don't. Even though that I risked a chance to fail or to get laughed at, that I will try something just because I feel like doing it, because I want to break that permission slip that we feel that we need before we can do something. So since we're in the holiday seasons and many gifts are going around, how about that you give yourself permission to do what you feel like doing, to do what you've been wanting to do for the longest time, without even contemplating that you need permission. You don't need to ask anybody what they think about this, that you should just go ahead and do it. I know it takes bravery. I know it takes stepping out of the comfort zone. But on the other side of your comfort zone is something that's going to be magical. It will be something that you've never experienced before. And I wish that for you. So with that, I'm going to end it here. And I'm going to wish you a really wonderful holiday season with your family, with some great food, and some valuable family members. And I'm hoping that you take care of yourself, that you realize that you are loved, that you are worthy, that you deserve these dreams that you have. And until next time.